Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're embarking on an epic journey back in time and covering a history that's often overlooked in our standard textbooks. We're talking about the dazzling, powerful, and incredibly influential Muslim empires that shaped our world in ways you might not even realize. Forget what you think you know, because we're about to dive deep into a story of innovation, conquest, and culture that stretched across continents. Let's start with the big one, the Abbasid Caliphate. From the 8th to the 13th century, this empire wasn't just a regional power, it was the global center of science, philosophy, medicine, and art. Its capital, Baghdad, was the largest city in the world, a bustling metropolis known as the City of Peace. Imagine a place where scholars from different faiths and backgrounds gathered in the legendary House of Wisdom. They weren't just preserving ancient Greek and Roman texts, they were building upon them, making groundbreaking discoveries. Think about algebra. The very word comes from the Arabic algebra, from the title of a book written by the Persian mathematician Al-Khwarizmi. His work introduced the decimal positional number system to the Western world. Without him, our modern computers and digital technology simply wouldn't exist. And it wasn't just math. Physicians like Al-Razi and Ibn Sina, known as Avicenna in the West, wrote medical encyclopedias that were the standard textbooks in European universities for centuries. They pioneered concepts like clinical trials, quarantine, and even the separation of pharmacology from medicine. The intellectual energy of this era was simply staggering. It was a true golden age. But of course, history is always in motion. As the Abbasids began to decline, other powers rose to take their place. Let's travel west, to the Iberian Peninsula, to Al-Andalus, or Muslim Spain. For over 700 years, cities like Cordoba, Seville, and Granada were beacons of learning and tolerance. At a time when much of Europe was in the so-called Dark Ages, Cordoba was a city of streetlights, paved roads, and hundreds of libraries. Its great mosque, the Mezquita, is still one of the most breathtaking architectural marvels in the world. In Al-Andalus, Muslims, Christians, and Jews lived together in a society that, while not perfect, fostered a unique cultural blend. This convivencia, or coexistence, led to an explosion of creativity. New forms of poetry and music emerged, and architectural styles blended Islamic and local traditions to create something entirely new and beautiful, like the stunning Alhambra Palace in Granada. This was a place where you could hear Latin, Arabic, and Hebrew spoken in the same marketplace. The knowledge developed and preserved here would eventually seep back into the rest of Europe, helping to fuel the Renaissance. Now, let us fast forward and shift our focus to an empire that truly straddled East and West, the Ottoman Empire. For over 600 years, from the late 13th century until after World War I, the Ottomans controlled vast territories in Southeast Europe, Western Asia, and North Africa. Their capital, Istanbul, formerly Constantinople, was the gateway between two continents. The Ottomans were military geniuses, particularly known for their elite Janissary corps and their mastery of gunpowder technology. The conquest of Constantinople in 1453 by Sultan Mehmed the Conqueror was a world-changing event, marking the end of the Byzantine Empire and solidifying the Ottomans as a dominant global power. But they weren't just conquerors. They were also incredible administrators and patrons of the arts. Under rulers like Suleiman the Magnificent, the empire reached its zenith. The architect Mimar Sinan designed hundreds of mosques, bridges, and aqueducts that still stand today, his work defining the skyline of Istanbul. The Topkapi Palace was the heart of the empire, a city within a city, filled with intricate art, priceless jewels, and a complex bureaucracy that managed a diverse, multi-ethnic, and multi-religious population. From the coffee houses of Istanbul to the markets of Cairo, Ottoman culture was rich, vibrant, and incredibly influential. But the story doesn't end there. Let's travel east to the Indian subcontinent and discover the Mughal Empire. Founded in the early 16th century by Babur, a descendant of Genghis Khan and Timur, the Mughals would go on to rule most of India and Pakistan for over 300 years. This empire is remembered for its incredible wealth, its administrative prowess, and its breathtaking architectural legacy. When you think of the Mughal Empire, One image probably comes to mind, the Taj Mahal. Built by the Emperor Shah Jahan as a mausoleum for his beloved wife Mumtaz Mahal, it's a perfect symbol of love and one of the wonders of the world. But Mughal artistic achievement went far beyond a single building. They perfected the art of miniature painting, creating intricate, detailed scenes of court life, history, and mythology. Under emperors like Akbar the Great, the empire became a model of religious tolerance and syncretism. Akbar fostered debate among scholars of different faiths and even attempted to create a new syncretic religion. The Mughals created a centralized administration that unified much of the subcontinent, and their economic policies led to a period of great prosperity. They were at the center of the global trade in spices, textiles, and other luxury goods, making them one of the wealthiest empires on earth at the time. And finally, let's talk about the Safavid Empire in Persia, modern-day Iran. The Safavids, who ruled from the 16th to the 18th century, are crucial for understanding the modern Middle East. They established Twelver Shia Islam as the official religion of their empire, creating a distinct political and religious identity for Persia that endures to this day. They were the great rivals of the Ottomans, and their conflict shaped the political map of the region for centuries. Under rulers like Shah Abbas the Great, the Safavid capital of Isfahan became one of the most beautiful cities in the world. Its central square, Nakhchivan, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, surrounded by magnificent mosques, palaces, and the Grand Bazaar. Safavid Persia was famous for its exquisite silk carpets, intricate tilework, and beautiful ceramics. They were masters of art and architecture, creating a distinct visual style that is instantly recognizable and celebrated for its elegance and beauty. So why is this history so often forgotten or minimized? Part of it is a Eurocentric view of history that often places European achievements at the center of the narrative. But as we've seen, these Muslim empires were not on the periphery of world history. They were at its very heart. They were the engines of scientific discovery, the creators of breathtaking art, and the builders of some of the most complex and powerful societies the world has ever known. Their legacies are all around us. In the words we use, the numbers we calculate with, the stars we navigate by, and the medical knowledge that saves lives. From the coffee you drink, which was popularized in the Ottoman Empire, to the architectural arches that grace our buildings, their influence is woven into the fabric of our modern world. Understanding their history isn't just about correcting the record, it's about gaining a fuller, richer, and more accurate picture of our shared human story. It shows us that greatness, innovation, and enlightenment have flourished in all corners of the globe. Thanks so much for joining me on this historical deep dive. If you found this journey as fascinating as I did, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories that challenge the way we see the past. Let me know in the comments which empire you'd like to learn more about next. Until then, stay curious.